Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on this nice rainy Saturday here in Jacksonville. I hope you are doing well. I'm super excited because it is the third straight day of rain and I have not had a migraine since it started. It brings down the temperatures, it makes it nice and dark, and I'm just happy as a bee. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and scoot you in and we will start on today's color and chat. For anybody new to the channel, this is just where I ramble for a little bit and catch up with you guys. You do not have to pay attention to what I'm doing because this more or less are intended to be background noise and just a catch-up session. So whether you are coloring, diamond painting, what have you, just feel free to check it out and have this on in the background while you work. So with that said, I'm going to start. She's a nice cozy witch. I have not colored this page and I'm really nervous because I don't remember how to color red hair with my OHUHU markers. I have gone back to that for this page and I'm super nervous and I'm hoping I don't mess it up, but the good thing is I have a second page if I do. So we're just gonna dive in. She's got the fire over here, so I'm gonna have her have brighter red hair over here. So I'm taking like this salmon pink color to kind of give her the highlights and just kind of going with that. So it has been another busy week. I don't know about you guys, but all I want to do is kind of go to sleep. It's been a mess. Work has of course been work. No big surprises, no real changes there besides the fact that I have not yet been fired, which I don't suspect I will be, but you know, some days you just have bad luck and you just really want to go sit in a corner and cry, but it's okay. I've worked through most of my stuff for now, so I'm good to go. And I don't know if she's gonna look like she really has that red of hair, but I think it's, oh, she's looking really dark. Oh well, we're gonna go with it anyway. We're gonna keep going. So what has been kind of nice though is that I have started feeling a bit better. I have been having some problems with depression and just motivation in general. So right now I am starting to finally kind of come back into what I call an upswing. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, you know, things are a little bit more optimistic. And I'm just trying to kind of, you know, do the best I can do. And Anthony and I were trying to decide what we might want to do with our weekend, you know. Something that was actually really nice was work had given us a half day off for the holiday, as well as the actual holiday itself off. Oh, that is the wrong color. Oh well. So we were trying to decide like what to do. I decided to take my day on Friday instead of on, they offered us either last Friday you could take a half day and you would still get Monday pay even though you had Monday off. So it was like an extra half day off. You could take Tuesday morning, which didn't really make sense to me because who wants to take a Tuesday morning? Or you could take yesterday off and just kind of still get your pay and all that good stuff. So I decided I was gonna take yesterday off. And Anthony happened to have off too. So it worked out really well that way. And we were able to rest up a little bit. I think that's just supposed to be the darkest part, so we'll go with that from now on. So we were trying to decide what to do today because it's just been kind of like, I have not honestly left the house in weeks, and that's really bad to say, but it's true. And it was really starting to kind of get to me. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video. So I had mentioned maybe going to the zoo or doing just something different, something a little fun. This red hair looks awful. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trying for a little bit. But we had talked about maybe going to the zoo, and then Anthony said, you know, have you ever been to the Museum of Science and History? Which I had when I was a kid, but not since then really, you know? We had moved away for a long time and then we just never really went there since moving back. And he said that, you know, they have a dinosaur exhibit. So, you know, that right there, I was all for it. Me and dinosaurs, we go way back. There was the longest time I wanted to be a paleontologist. Like when I was a kid, that is what I wanted to be. And even as an adult, I had started taking courses to pursue like a degree in geology and paleontology, but I just didn't have the aptitude for the math and I couldn't get past it, so I eventually kind of gave up. But long story short, I really love dinosaurs, so we ended up going. And we went today, and it's always kind of weird to me, like I always kind of feel like, are we supposed to be here? We feel out of place because we don't have like kids or anything to bring with us. But we had a lot of fun anyway. And we saw, unfortunately they didn't have dinosaur fossils. They had like animatronics, which, you know, is neat for what it was. They had like basically a whole little habitat set up for their animatronic dinosaurs and all that cute stuff, but it wasn't the fossils that I was really hoping for. I really wanted to have like a fossil exhibit like we had seen in Houston. They had an amazing fossil exhibit over there, and I had the time of my life, and I was really hoping that they would have animatronics plus, you know, this kind of fossil exhibit thing. But they didn't. They just had the animatronics, and it was okay. Like, it wasn't bad. It was definitely more aimed for kids, I think, than adults, but it was still really cute, and it was really nice to get out of the house. And they have a planetarium there, so we sat in on a show there, which was again aimed at kids. I didn't realize when I talked to Anthony about it that it was like a show kind of thing, teaching you about the Earth, Moon, and Sun. Like, I figured it would be more, you know, here's the skies, here's how they move throughout, or here's, you know, information about them while we show you different things in the sky. But it was a lot of like cartoony aspects to it to kind of appeal to like the little ones, and talking about how the Earth isn't flat and all that kind of good stuff. And it was very informative. It was still good, but it was like definitely something that would have been more appealing for a younger crowd. And by that I mean children with their animated coyotes. That was part of the show, so they were animated coyotes, which was kind of funny. I was sitting there the entire time. I was like, this was some kid's like animation college project, wasn't it? They had to make this for the museum, but it was still really cute. And we decided, before we decided to come back, we're putting more effort into our garden, which I have an update on that, and I feel really bad. But anyway, I have an update on that later. So we decided to stop by a local nursery and kind of like browse their selection. So I picked up some garlic bulbs, which I'm not, being in Northeast Florida, like I'm kind of wondering when I'm supposed to plant these, because I've always heard you have to really plant them like when there's more cold temperatures. Like, you can't just put them in the ground in the middle of summer and expect them to do well, kind of thing. But I have to do some research, and I'm kind of frustrated because the nursery I bought it from didn't really give you much detail on the garlic. Like, apparently there's different types of garlic, like I think it's called hard neck, soft neck, that kind of thing. And like, it didn't provide any info on the type of garlic it was, when to really plant it. It was talking about having a harvest in August, and I'm thinking to myself, was I supposed to plant this in like spring to have a harvest in August? So I just have to do more research, is basically what it comes down to. It's not a huge deal, but for someone that doesn't know, you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? So we went and we got that. That was more of an impulse buy on my end. We also bought grow bags. He bought like an 8-inch deep grow bag because we were going to try and put some sprouting yellow potatoes in those. Our regular potatoes are doing pretty good, so he wanted to try and put like regular yellow potatoes in like a grow bag and see if they would still do well, which I'm pretty excited about. My only concern is that it's not a very deep bag. So it's kind of like, is it gonna, I don't know. I'm worried that if it's not deep enough, will it actually grow like properly, if that makes sense. So we're at least gonna try. We're gonna see what happens. And I might order some bigger grow bags, because put some up here too. I figure at the very least, if I order some bigger grow bags though, it'll be something where we could use them later for any tomatoes that might sprout, or you know, we have other vegetables we can definitely use them for. So I'm not worried about like wasting money that way. It's just another space and another way to garden. And I'm thinking, if it absolutely comes down to it and like those yellow potatoes don't like the grow bag because it is too shallow, the garlic probably will. I did read that garlic does not need a super deep root, but it does need space kind of like to spread out. So the grow bag, while it's not very deep, it has a nice, you know, it has a lot of surface area to it. So it probably worked really well for the garlic. So I'm excited to try that after all that rambling. That's basically what I've been getting at, is I'm excited to try it and see how it comes out. I've heard there's tricks about like putting it in refrigerators and stuff, so we'll see. So it looks kind of okay after it dries. It's just really rough till it dries. And so as I mentioned, we've been getting a lot of rain. Maybe I didn't mention it, I don't know. We've been getting, this is the third day of rain that we've had. And it's been hard to get outside because it's always like while I'm working the rain starts, so of course I'm not going to go outside when it's actively raining. Well, I mean, I could, I'm not going to melt, but I don't because I don't want to. And essentially I haven't had a chance to get outside and really look at my garden. And when I went out today after it rained, it was a little disheartening because I was looking at some of the plants and the flowers are doing really great. I'm just gonna give her like orange eyebrows. What is that noise? I don't know what he's doing in there. So anyway, yeah, Anthony's in my office. He's actually painting it right now. I finally decided I was going to paint it purple, which is the theme of today. Everything is gonna be purple. And yeah, he's in there painting my office and I just hear like this scraping noise. So I don't know if you guys can hear that in our eyes. I was like, oh Lord, what is he doing? Anyway, back to my original thought. I'm everywhere today. I went outside to check on the garden after a lot of storms had come through, and I was very, like, everything looked fine at first. The flowers were looking really great. And we're gonna do this. So the flowers were looking great. Everything was looking, you know, good to go, nothing to worry about. And then I look over towards my tomatoes and I'm like, why are the tomatoes on the ground? I knew that some of them were like reaching for the ground, but I didn't think any of them were actually laying on the ground. And I'm thinking, oh, you know, it probably just, the sun, or not the sun, but like one of the rainstorms probably just waterlogged them a bit. They got heavy, they're leaning on the ground. And I walk over, no, that's my dog, I'm sorry. She's crazy. But I walk over and it was not just laying on the ground. I was so upset when I realized that a tree branch, and I mean a tree branch that was taller than me, and I'm 5'7". A tree branch taller than me, probably this big around at least. So it wasn't huge, it wasn't gonna crash through, you know, that house or anything or cause a ton of damage, but it had basically crushed that plant. Ozzy, I'm recording. Do you mind? But yeah, it had basically crushed that poor plant, and I was extremely sad to see that because I'm looking at it and it looks like the half of, oh, I cannot talk. Half of one of the plants was basically out of the ground. And I'm gonna have to turn you guys, so I'm gonna try not to knock everything off my desk while I do it. I was just so disheartened when I saw that though, because it's one of the bigger variety tomatoes that right now isn't doing much. But I have been told by the gardeners group that I'm part of that these tomatoes do better in the fall when it's not as hot and they're not gonna like have as many issues with all these rainstorms and stuff. So I was hoping it was going to survive to that point. And I can try and trellis it. I really need to get some pictures and show you guys so you kind of understand where it's at. Because I could possibly try and trellis it, pick them up off the ground. It's just hard because I see the tomatoes have been knocked free of it, and these big old pretty plants are just straight up on the ground now, and I should have done something about it before that point. But I was in such a rough place mentally that I couldn't even make myself go out to check on it. Like I did not want, I wasn't even getting dressed. I was so out of it. Like I just sat inside and did nothing. And so, like I said, luckily I'm feeling better. And it's just one of those things. If you don't tackle it while it's an issue, it's gonna happen. So, I mean, I might be able to fix it. I might be able to make it bounce back, and it might be fine. But it was very disheartening to see that, and I was like, it's okay. I'll just start again. Maybe I can start some new ones from seeds, and they'll be just fine. They'll be healthy, and I'll trellis them properly this time. It's like, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, I promise. So it was just cringe. But besides that, it's been really good for the garden to have all this rain. It's been good for me. I get a lot of migraines when it's super sunny out. They actually have me on medicine for it to try and stop them. And for a while it was okay, but now it's kind of started becoming a problem again. But it's like when the sun is not out and it rains, it's muggy outside, it's miserable, don't get me wrong. But the inside of the house is way cooler, and I feel like that has something to do with it. It's just the temperature of the house, the conditions, stress levels definitely has something to do with it. But you know, there's only so much you can do, and sometimes nature helps you out a little. And the rain honestly just improves my mood so much. I'm one of those people. Like I don't really care when it's all nice and sunny. I like it when it's dark and thunderstormy. As long as I don't have to drive on it, I'm good. If I have to drive somewhere in a thunderstorm, I'm not happy, but otherwise, feel free. So I've been talking for months about painting my office, and I haven't done it. Mostly because I'm just tired at the end of the week and I don't want to. But today we went to the nursery, which is also, it's like a Halls. It's kind of like got a hardware store attached to it. And we went, and I happened to be looking, I realized they had paint, and Anthony was like, okay, pick your color. And I was like, no, I don't want to, I don't know what color I want. He just kind of looked at me, he's like, you've been talking for like months about having a purple office. Pick your purple. So I did. So he's being a sweetheart and painting it for me now. I feel like I should have done a wider light on the brim of the hat, but maybe not. It's probably okay. I don't know, see, besides the fact that I just wanted to do purple today, there's not really a reason. Plus, I think redheads look good in purple. There we go. trying to decide if I want to like darken her hat more. It looks darker on camera than it really is. I'm really tempted to make like a black, but I think that might be too harsh. I don't think I want to do black. So for now, I'm just going to do more. I'm really enjoying this little cute witches book. I don't know why I haven't colored, well, I haven't felt like coloring in a long time, but I have some books for Christmas, like Christmas themed, but it's so warm, I feel like it's just closer to the holiday of Halloween that I'm enjoying coloring in this more. And I've been thinking about the Harry Potter books a lot lately. I don't know why. I honestly never even finished them. Like, I devoured those books as a kid, but I never finished them because I got bored after like book 4 of the same villain over and over and over. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the characters, I love the world and all that stuff, but surely there are other bad wizards in the world besides Voldemort, right? Like, surely there's any other wizard that you can make the main antagonist after a while. Like, I understand he had his Death Eaters and all that, which was like super scary, but come on, there's other people. It just bugged me. I don't know why. So I got bored and I just stopped reading it, which was really sad, but true. And I've been thinking about trying again for a while, but I don't know that I really want to. I've been kind of in this weird space of like wanting to read but not wanting to read, and mostly what I want to read is like fantasy. I'm really on like a fantasy kick, and I'm hoping this isn't too terribly close to what I was doing. I wanted her to have like a darker purple hat and then like a lavender bow, but I think that might have been too close. We'll find out. Because like I said, it's supposed to be kind of like a purple overload. She's probably gonna have purple tights. I kind of like her hair now that it dried. It looks kind of cute. Anyway, Harry Potter books. I've been wanting to kind of go back and revisit them, but I'm afraid if I do, I'm just gonna get bored again. And that's not like a good feeling to have. I don't want to be bored. I just want to read the good books. Which there may or may not be more or less of. I hope this is the right color. I think it is. But it's one of those things, like when we were kids, like I loved it and I was all about it. And now that I think about it, like of course, you know, I always wanted to be Gryffindor because Gryffindor was like super brave and stuff, and it's like now that I think about it, it's like there's no way I'd be in Gryffindor. I would be in not Hufflepuff, I would be in freaking Ravenclaw. Like there's no way I would not be in Ravenclaw. And Anthony, yeah, my husband, he would definitely be in Slytherin. He's a psycho. Yeah, he would probably be in Slytherin, and he's not a psycho, he's a sweetheart, to me at least, but he's got some tendencies that I think would put him right in that class. I feel like she's in like a robe and not like a witch's robe. She's like in a bathrobe. Nice and cozy. Oh, see, it looks so nice against the red hair though. There's also, I've been watching a lot of Survivor Man. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. So for a while there was the whole like survivalist, you know, TV show thing. You had Bear Grylls, and was it Man vs. Wild was his show? And you know, that was whatever. And then you had him, Les Stroud, who was Survivor Man. And I actually have a lot of respect for him because he's legit. You know, he went out there by himself and did all that stuff, and he genuinely was just trying to show you how to survive, and really good healthy tips for the most part. Genuine stuff. Like, he wasn't just trying to like mislead you into thinking he was this great survivalist when he really wasn't. Like, he legit, that's how he makes his living. And don't come at me in the comments. I know Bear Grylls is like hot stuff. I never liked Bear Grylls as much. Even though, seriously, Les Stroud is like, you know, everyone's dad out there running off to survive. And I think that's what made him more relatable to me, is that he wasn't some like Marine dude specially trained to like survive. Like, he just kind of figured it out and he was sharing his knowledge. Like, this dude legit reminded me of anybody's dad that went out in the wilderness and got stranded. So I think that's why I really kind of preferred him. But I've been starting to watch his episodes lately, and it's kind of like, this dude's nuts. Like, he's legit nuts. Who would go through this for the sake of a TV show? I don't understand. I know that's how he makes his living. I know that's what he does, but I could not knowingly put myself into shark-infested waters to pretend to be shipwrecked to go survive for a week on an island all by myself. How do you do that? You've got to have some serious bravery to you. And then there was one where he was in the Georgia swamps and he was like in the water. I'm sorry, if you get me in Georgia swamps and black water, I am not going waist deep to try and go fishing. I am not going in the water, period. I'm not going to be anywhere near the water. I'm just going to cease to exist. And that's fact. That's like nightmare fuel for me. I have so much trouble watching episodes like that because I can't. My like fear of water is so intense, and the things that are in it mostly, that like when I watch that stuff, even though I know he has to come out fine or they wouldn't be airing it on TV, you know? Like, I know he's fine, but I can't. I won't. Don't make me watch it. It's crazy how, like, freaked out I get with those things. And it's the same thing with Subnautica. I've started trying to play that again, right? And for anybody that might not know, which I don't know how many of you actually game, so it might be a lot. Subnautica is basically a crash survival game. You land on a planet, right? And you are essentially a survivor in a ship. It's almost, you're a survivor in a shipwreck because your spaceship crashes onto a water planet, which is nightmare fuel for me. And then you have to try and find your way off, and part of it's exploring the biomes where you have to go underneath the water. And it's fine for a while. It's almost okay as long as it's shallow and I can see what I'm doing. I can make my vehicles and I can run around, you know, playing Survivor Man underwater. And then comes when you have to go deeper. And that's when I start having a problem. Because if I cannot comfortably see what's like 5 feet underneath me, I freak out. Even in a video game, I have trouble. And that's how bad it is. Like, I don't know what happened to me in a past life that I like must have drowned or been attacked, but I like, oh my god, that game stresses me out so bad, but it's so good. It is awful. And I do it to myself, so I guess I can't say anything against Survivor Man. But it's a really good game if anybody actually is looking for something kind of older to play. It has a sequel that I really want to try. I mean, I have to finish this game first, but see if I even can. And Anthony has started playing it because we watch a streamer together, and she had played it a while back, so he kind of got interested in it, so he's playing it now. And it's just so funny how different we are when it comes to playing. He's like all gung-ho and willing to go check stuff out and see what's going on, and I'm just like, nope, not going that way, can't do it, nope. It's kind of interesting. Like, Anthony was like, I thought, you know, you would do better at this game since you could kind of tackle your fears without having to worry about, you know, real life repercussions. No. It's like mental torture to me some days. But I will sit around and, like, you know, build my base and do fine that way. Like, I like doing that. But anything that actually involves, like, going into scary places with scary creatures. Alright, so yeah, she's in a lot of darkness, because I figure she's just coloring or reading by the light of her fire over here. So she's got a lot of darkness going around, and it really isn't black. It looks black on the screen from what I can see, but it's not black, I promise. Try and break it up a little bit here with some highlights. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can still see. So, I don't think, there we go. The color that I'm getting is close to her bow. It looks, again, darker for some reason than what it actually is, but it is about that color for the office itself. And I'm hoping it'll be a nice, like, fun color to have without it being too childish. Like, I'm really concerned that having, like, a purple room is gonna make me feel like it's a kid's room or something, like a baby's room. But I figured it would be a nice calming color without it being blue. And my art room is blue. And we have green already, like a sea green in parts of the house, so I didn't really want to do green again. So I figured this might be a good compromise. It might look good. Just like, I kind of wish we had done the painting before, because he built my furniture in there. Like, he built my desk for my computer. I have 2 computer desks he built me actually in there. One for my Mac and one for my work computer. So I kind of wish I had thought to have it painted before we went ahead and put that stuff in there, but I think he's okay. I haven't heard him say anything, so I think he's good. We're also doing pretty good with our meal preps and stuff. We've started building up a pantry just to have, like, food ready in case something happens. And when I say in case something happens, I mean, like, you know, hurricanes, emergency, food supply, that kind of stuff. I just really wanted to have something ready in case we need it. And we've started doing better with that. We've started doing better with food prepping. And I was really proud because for a while we were getting pretty bad about eating out a lot, and we really haven't been doing that. So that's pretty nice. And unfortunately, I think all this is going to be purple because she's sitting on it, so you wouldn't see highlights. So I'm just going to do that real quick. But yeah, I've been really happy with the progress we've made with that. Like, it's just simple stuff. Like, he made bulk chicken pot pie soup, and it was so good. I love that stuff. That is like one of my favorite meals. And so we've just kind of gotten better about freezing it and having it ready in decent portions. So instead of, like, when I do get the craving, if I really want some, like, Pizza Hut or some pizza or something, we're just like, you know, we have this instead. Let's just eat this. It is technically healthier for us, so let's just do it. So we've been kind of doing better on that front, and I'm actually really proud of us because we had gotten into a bad habit for a while of just convenience foods and eating out a lot, and it was mostly because in New Orleans we had a horrible kitchen setup where literally, like, the appliances would try to kill us. For a while, the stove literally wouldn't turn off. It would just, like, broil and broil and broil, and we would have to actually turn off the circuit breaker to the stove. None of the actual like stovetop coils, because it was electric, none of them worked, and it was miserable to just try and cook in there. So it just kind of became a thing that we started eating out a lot. But now that we have decent you know, appliances, we're trying to get back into doing better, because you guys will not believe how quickly you do not want to turn on your oven when it will not shut off, and it is literally at like 500 degrees and just won't shut off, period. Like, that scared me. And the guy, I remember that maintenance guy was like, oh, you know, it happens. Well, you know, it shouldn't happen. You guys need to fix this. So we haven't had any problems yet with any of our appliances here. We actually bought a chest freezer to start storing some more of our meats and just, you know, having extra space. I'm hoping I'm not coloring off screen. I'm gonna try to just do this part really quick. I think I could have added some more highlights here, but it's okay. I might be able to go back and pencil and lighten it up a little. But yeah, so it's just been really nice to kind of have, it's been better for the wallet too, I can tell you that. It's nice to have the option, even though sometimes it does suck, because it doesn't matter how good your stove is. If it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, you are not going to want to turn it on. I can guarantee you that much. She is looking cute. I'm gonna use the really light purple from her bow in her, I don't know who that is. Don't you hate when, okay, so I have the windows open in my art room because I can, and because it's the light source from my video, and because it's just nice out today, so I can and not bake. And like, it always makes me so uncomfortable when you see someone driving by, and my art room is at the front of the house. You see someone driving by and kind of really slow down and start like staring at your house. It's like, are you trying to see in my windows right now? Go away. What do you want? I don't know. That freaks me out, but it's not hard to freak me out, so. I don't know if you're actually gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna try. There. I'm surprised my arms aren't purple yet. I expect them to kind of be purple. Let's see. Zoom out a little. Hey, I'm not purple. I have the feeling, oh, where's my skin tones? I'm at least gonna do the skin tones on her. Maybe color some of her eyes. Let's see, what color do I want? What is the lightest color I have? I think it's these. Oh shoot, these two. R19 is more of a peachy. So I will, because if they're in my world and they're ginger, they're gonna be pale. It's just the way it is. You gotta have a pale ginger. No other color skin tones exist for the redheads. And I only say that because I am one and I am pale as a piece of paper. And I think it's beautiful. So don't come at me. I know I can do whatever I want in a coloring book, but I just kind of want her to be pale with freckles. She's gonna be cute. And I swear to God, if anybody calls her Jenny Weasley, I'm going to scream. So I feel like if anybody has watched to this point, they're probably going to do that just so I do it. Alright, let's give her nice big eyes. This is the one thing... What is that noise? This is the one thing I kind of hate about markers. It's very difficult to get them even when you're doing the face. Because I don't want her to look streaky, but trying to keep it wet, you know? feel like I'm not talking much, but that's because I'm focused. And everybody knows you can't be focused if you are talking. That's why I just... Alright. Yay, I did it! She has a streak, but she'll be okay. So the one thing I don't know for sure about these markers is the best way to do shading with the skin tones. I should probably practice a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not that obsessed about it. It'll be good. It'll be fine. But if anybody has like a recommendation of skin tone combinations they like, feel free to let me know, because I'm gonna use, this is the R18, which I think is the pastel peach. And I believe, unless I'm wrong, this is the palest one they have. And then if you go to R19, that's more of a blush color. So it's like that's not darker. That's not the way I want to go. She's gonna turn out looking really weird if I do that. But she'll be okay either way. I might just add some. I'm almost afraid to add it to like her lips. I'm not even gonna add it to her lips. I'm too freaked out. She's just gonna be plain because I'm not touching that. Do I have a good like green color? Does Jenny have green eyes? Does anybody remember if Jenny Weasley has green eyes? Because I hope not. Oh well. That's a nice green color. I could use this one. Do I have like a... Sorry guys, it'll take just a second. Oh, I like this one better. Alright, so I'm gonna give her greenish eyes. I feel like she's gonna need some sparkles. But she looks so happy and content, and that makes me happy. So that's all that matters. But her eyes look weird. Oh, I don't know why. Alright, so the only other thing I can think is that maybe she would that be too much purple if I made her leggings purple? I feel like that would be a lot of purple. Maybe she has like different colors, because it looks like she's in a uniform underneath. I could do black for that, I guess. And then do like something that will match that uniform. I'm gonna need to think about that. But for now, I think I'm gonna end it here. I've been working on this for a while. So I'm gonna end it here before my hand decides to break off again. I've also been rambling a good bit, so hopefully you have made some progress in whatever you've been working on. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna end it here. And I'm gonna say thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you again next week with a new picture and something new that we could do together, or at least color together and catch up again. And hopefully things are going a little bit better with the garden and all that good stuff. So excuse the mess, and I know I've already done my outro and all that good stuff, but I wanted to show you guys the new color for the office. I told you it was purple, and I honestly couldn't be happier, because if I turn on the light, oh nope, that's not gonna do it. So if I turn on the light, this tan looking color, when it's all over the wall, it almost takes on an orangey glow, and it's awful. It would give me like, oh, so much anxiety just looking at it. So this is way more calming, way more mellow. I don't care if it looks like a little girl's room. At least there's not a Hello Kitty light switch on the wall anymore. I'm good with it. I'm so happy. What do you guys think? I'm so excited not to have to look at it anymore. All the edges we're planning on doing tomorrow, so you know, maybe I'll do an update video showing you this once it's done, because there is going to be a window unit in here, because this becomes more of an oven than my art room right next door. So there's gonna be this, and then I can finally show you my art room once that's complete. So until then, see ya!